Hi, everyone. So I am Marlena with Phoenix Rising. I am inviting Ryan to join us.
First, it really was about trying to overcome my stresses, trying to relax. When I look back on society and some of the problems that are plaguing the world right now, I think a lot of it stems from the inability to be present.
Your body already knows whenever I'm entering a room, the first question is, do I feel safe? If you were talking about finding parts of yourself that have been almost like missing, or like you're searching for something, but you're searching for you. However you're working on healing yourself, there's never a wrong way, because you're speaking, you're sharing, what's been bothering you.
How do you feel like we can utilize breathwork and meditation to connect to our life purpose and to really heal those parts of ourselves?
Using breathwork calms the thoughts.
I just have one more quick question for this, because it's so fascinating, but do you think that we've been taught to hate ourselves? Do you feel like we've been programmed and conditioned and
yes, definitely.
Expand?
I mean, I just realized the other day that, growing up, I watched a lot of Disney princess movies because that kept me entertained, while my mom was busy. But I realized, okay, even through movies and stuff, we're being taught about fracturing ourselves. So, for instance, this one just popped in my head. So, The Little Mermaid, for instance, that was one of my favorite movies, right? Who wasn't? Because, it's a beautiful love story.
Right.
But then when you actually break it down and you think about it, did Eric really fall in love with Ariel for herself? Because when she couldn't talk, he didn't even recognize her. He fell in love with her voice. Something to do with her voice. And so when Ursula pretended to be her and used her voice, he was under this magical spell of being in love with her and forgot all about Ariel. And I sat back and I was like, whoa, that's not real love. That's not true love, because you fell in love with an aspect of her, but not her. And when she couldn't speak, she was still herself, but he was blind to it, which is how most relationships are. And then Cinderella. She was just like damsel in distress. Oh, I need a prince to save me. The old Cinderella movie. I'm looking back going, wow, what? And then the new musical Cinderella movie, I have a career that I'm going to go do. I'm going to go make dresses for this queen in another country. I'm going to travel, honey. And he gave up his crown and he was like, I'm going with her. He's like, I'm going to support her. And I'm like, okay, now that's the kind of Cinderella that I'm looking more at, And same with Brave. What Brave taught me was to mend the bond of mother and child and bring that love back in, because at some point or other, we've been taught to even hate our parents because communication was a problem and we couldn't understand each other. And so there's a lot that has been going on behind the scenes that people don't really see, but as you gain consciousness, you start seeing all this stuff and you start realizing how much we've been conditioned to suppress who we really are. And little by little, we're losing aspects of ourselves that we enjoyed. Like, if at one point you enjoyed running and all of a sudden you're like, I don't even feel like I want to go outside. That's part of a conditioning system to lose yourself And so you're having to go and find yourself again. So, good question.
Wow, amazing answer.
I know, I kind of went a little deep there. I didn't go too deep, but it's where...
It's not too deep. I think, honestly, like, that's what we want, that's what we're coming here for. We're coming here to really hear the things that no one else is talking about. So I think that was, honestly, a perfect answer as far as I'm concerned.
Great. Well, and we kind of want to keep it where different levels of consciousness can comprehend and understand, and so that way they get the knowledge, to awaken and grow into finding themselves and finding their purpose.
Right.
Just like we had to go through getting through that to, get to where we're at, and I've got to say, like, we've known each other for a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
And
about that.
The more that we connect, and I mean, we go insanely deep. That's because we're ready for that. We're like enjoying the depth of consciousness that we weren't able to go into before, So yeah, it's great. But here's one. You ready?
Yes. Let's do it.
So what is happening in the spiritual realm when we're engaging with breath and meditation?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my, I mean, I do feel like we've touched on this quite a bit, but I did honestly, I think that when it comes to breath, I also do see it as a bridge. I see it as a bridge between, mind, body, and spirit. And I think that's really interesting, kind of touching on what you said before about like historical context and biblical context aside. I think it's interesting that, every culture has their own sort of term for life force or breath. And even in the Bible, what does it say? In I think it's in Leviticus, it says the life is in the blood. And I think it's really interesting when you go back to science and what does the blood contain? Well, when you look into it, you see that the blood contains, so it's complex that contains and binds to oxygen and moves it around the body. So by oxygenating the body, it provides energy and life force and spirit to all of those different parts of your body, to all those organs, and even in the spiritual, emotional aspect of things as well. There's like a undercurrent of movement there, and I think that when it comes to breath, it's a bridge, but it's almost bridging. It's bridging the consciousness, so the part of yourself that is kind of alert, awake in the present moment, to the part of yourself that's not. So it's also bridging those different parts of yourself and allowing you to connect to that, and it's inviting that in as well. I think half the battle is realizing that it's more than just like you're breathing in and out and it's just like a bodily process, right? As amazing as science is, there's more to it than that. I think when you inhale, I've said it before, it's like you're inviting in, truth and light, this deep sense of groundedness, shalom, which I would consider like wholeness and peace, tranquility. You're inviting all of those qualities in, and it's almost like they naturally occur in the air, in nature, in places like that. And when we take it in, we invite it into our system, into our blood. It obviously oxygenates all of those organs in the energy space as well. I think it provides spirit or some sort of interesting influx to the energy centers. We can feel it, and then once we've kind of had that process, obviously it's a very quick process, and we exhale and all of that tension leaves our body. We harmonize our systems, we're restored into this state. And you know that to be true, because if you're frantic and you're running around and you're kind of trapped in that energy, and you just sit there and you breathe and you meditate and you visualize and you just allow yourself to be present, there's so many different breath practices out there, then you can feel the difference. And I think that, what we said before about, air and oxygen, and I think I might have said this before, but I think it's so important to say it again, is, it has to be really important. If we didn't have it, we would die in, honestly, a matter of seconds, maybe minutes, if we were holding it. And I think that is the evidence that I had to look at in order to understand that the breath work truly was as much spiritual as it was physical. You know, it's a cycle, it's a process, it's something that, you know, arises, lingers and dissolves, and we're meant to work in tandem and in harmony with nature in order to really find that part of ourselves. And the reason why I think it's really important to talk about as well is because oftentimes there's this element of like finding God and, you know, kind of enlightenment and things like that. And I think sometimes when you break it down in terms of breathing in and breathing out is you finding God and you finding yourself, because God was meant to be within, you know, God within, Emmanuel, God is within. God isn't some far away distant figure who's just like commanding and like fire and brimstone. I mean, look, God can do those things, don't get me wrong. But I think God is love and God is compassion and God is just. And, you know, we can connect to God just through our breath work. And I think sometimes we can't see that. Sometimes we might even struggle to see that. But the more that we breathe, the more that we focus on those things during meditation, the more that we can begin to have an awareness of what is really happening. I think this very much recaps what you were saying before about being able to walk into rooms and feel certain things. I think when it comes to the spiritual dynamics, there's already things that we're experiencing, there's already things that we're sensing. You know, you already have that insight about that person you can't trust. You already have that a business idea in your head that you think you should pursue but you're not sure about. You already have these things. You already have, maybe you're an artist or a dancer, or you're someone who wants to pursue those things and you're very creative or you're very rational, and you already have all these ideas. And I'm saying that if you lean into breath work and you lean into that natural essence within you, you lean into really accepting those parts of yourself, you're really going to see that this whole time you were already connecting to God. You were already just living in that beautiful shalom, that beautiful peace that you've always wanted. You know, the peace that I think is untarnished, undiluted, and lives within all of us. So if I, you know, really had to put a sort of word on the spiritual dynamics of breath work, I would really just say it's beauty. I think it's beautiful. You know, when you really look into it, it's movement, it's a cycle, it's something that's dynamic, and it's something that's got so much beauty to it. So yeah, was there anything that you wanted to add to that at all?
Oh yeah. So as you were talking, because I remember how we first met.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You should tell people that. You should tell people.
We were both part of a group where we were learning how to access parts of ourselves, and it had nothing to do with like breath work and stuff like that. It was he used a lot more psychology type stuff. And so anyway, the group encouraged us to do live videos on their Facebook page.
Yes.
And so I happened to pop on because I think I was going to do something, and I happened to see Ryan doing like this almost like interpretive dancing. And as I was watching him dance, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm reading these expressions of emotions coming through his movements. It was like every movement that you made, even all the way down to your fingertips, it was so like you were expressing things that you couldn't say through dance movements. And I found it amazing and just like you said, beautiful, because when you're in that conscious state of being, you can recognize something like that in another person. So I happened to make a comment to Ryan about what I had seen, what I had witnessed from his dance, and I thanked him for sharing that experience, you know, and that just started off our friendship right there.
Oh yeah.
It's just like he got to see like a part of me that a lot of people don't get to see, because for me, expressing what I see with people, for me it was like I want to share what I see because of the beauty in it, and I felt that that was important for you to know and to kind of like give you like support and encouragement of doing what you're doing, man, because you're not only just helping yourself, you're sharing that with other people, and it was so beautiful. And so many people in the community like felt what I was feeling and saw what I was seeing, and like that's how you connected with them. So that was really beautiful, but it took us into this aspect of our life and our journey, and it even helped us do dance parties with that group, and they loved it and had so much fun. But so it kind of brought me into that aspect of like how every movement was just this expression of things unsaid, but it was just in such a beautiful way that kind of goes into like what you were talking about. If you're an artist, if you're a dancer, or whatever, that's your expression, that's your creativity and stuff. And so the other thing I wanted to touch on was like, nowadays in the spiritual community, I want to clarify with people, especially with the Christian community, because I was once there. So when I heard this back in, I think the 90s, kind of heard a little bit of this in the late 90s. It was like, what are these people talking about? So like how when you say, you know, with meditation and breath work, like you're finding God within. But in the spiritual community, there's a lot of people that say things like, I am God. And what they mean by that is they're not God, like how we view God, you know, being above us. But God is within them. Like they feel that connection to God. And so I figure, I was like, you know what, since we're on this subject, let's clarify some things that other people don't really clarify, because it's kind of almost secretive language and stuff, and we're like, you know what, let's get rid of the secrets. We don't need no more secrets anymore. Let's start peeling away those layers. I also connect with like shamanic aspects, and so people, you know, when you hear shaman, they're like, oh, kind of voodoo doctor. You know? Some people would like think mystic that. Like the, oh, she could cast a spell and stuff, and it's like, no, it's none of that kind of stuff. What shamanism is healing, using natural things to heal, herbs and, you know, things that come from the earth that are good for our body, as well as I work with crystals, you know, because crystals hold a high vibration frequency, and certain crystals like amethyst and stuff like that, they're for healing purposes. So for me, it's like I can tap into elemental energies that I use to help heal when I'm using breath work and meditation and stuff like that. I can also use that to help other people. It seems like the program that's running is to separate people and create division, separation, and hatred. So your heart will be telling you that's not good. Don't do that. Don't say that. Don't be a part of that. And you can feel that. And that's when there's division, separation, or hatred in play. So if you take all of that stuff out, you're left with love, peace, harmony, all the good things that we've lost along, you know, the years. And the spiritual community is bringing that back in. It's so they're trying to bring back in the love and the peace and the harmony, and get rid of the separation, the division, and the hatred. And so I just wanted to bring that out and clarify things for people, because I know there's not a lot of clarity out there, and there's so many people that are just like, I don't understand, I don't comprehend these things. So we're going to break it down for you, and we're going to share with you in a much more palatable way to learn, you know. And so, like, once again, I emphasize, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And, you know, because we hold that space for love and for peace and harmony, and that's what we're bringing back in. Because, once again, in the Bible, it states bringing heaven on earth.
Oh, yeah.
And we're walking in Christ's energy. We're walking in Christ's shoes. Christ did not discriminate when he was healing people. So, Jesus did not say, a leper, I'm not going to touch that person because I'm going to get that.
That's not Jesus.
No, he went and I kind of look at it like when his disciples were like, what are you doing? Don't touch that person. You're going to get leprosy.
Literally,
He just kind of looked at them and was like, shh, it's okay. I got this. And when he went and touched them and he didn't get it, but he healed them, his disciples were just like, I don't know what's going on. How is this possible? Now, if you bring that into today's standards, if Jesus was walking the earth right here, right now, and doing those kind of miracles and stuff, how many people would deem him as a witch, a warlock, a demon, or something along those lines, right?
Oh yeah.
Because everything is being positive and full of love and goodness is being turned and contorted and distorted, this ugliness, and that's hatred and separation and division. So being spiritual is accessing God by getting rid of, we'll say, the inner demons. And the inner demons are basically like the trauma, the pain, and the suffering we've been through. I can't break it down any more than that. And it's like we're releasing that. We're helping to teach people how to release all of that inner toxicity so they can step into the beautiful, blissful, peaceful inner peace, inner calmness that many of us have found. And that is like bringing heaven in on earth. Because that's what heaven is to me. It's peace, it's love, it's calmness, it's sharing, and it's not all about, hey, I did this for you, so what are you going to do for me?
It's not transactional, is it?
Yeah, no. Because that is not unconditional love. That is conditional love. You're putting a condition on it. Like, I did something for you, and if you want my love, then you have to give me something back. Instead of just doing something out of just random acts of kindness.
Wow.
And so I just wanted to bring that in and kind of clarify some things, because you were touching on some things, and I was like, all of a sudden I just got this feeling of, we need to take it there.
Yeah.
So
I
we
think
went
it's
there.
Very important.
Well, I think that kind of touched a little bit on the next question that you're asking too.
Oh yeah. Right.
I'm tying it all in.
Right. I think that's the point though. It's almost like we started off with what it was, how it impacted us, and then it's like there might be moments that are hard to understand, that are hard to comprehend, but your spirit knows. That's why you can feel what you're feeling. And I think the more you lean into that sensation, the more you lean into these words and see it like some sort of rich, golden, buttery honey, or some sort of really, really beautiful goodness, the more you're actually going to be able to see that, wow, like you understand more than you think. I think that's what I'm trying to get at though. Like you really do. I think when you lean into that rather than cutting it off, you can see that so clearly, right?
It's more like I said earlier, when you're born, you go through like this amnesia state, and you lose that higher consciousness, and then it's like you have to find your way back to it. And so the Bible is like one of the greatest tools if you use it properly.
Right.
Because it is a tool to help you find that connection with God. And so many of us have started our journey trying to find ourselves, and we end up finding God. You know? Or, well, technically the real term is like we are searching for something, and then we end up finding our connection back to God. So we think that we lost a connection, but it's always been there. We're just re-establishing it and like peeling away the layers of conditioning and everything that we've gone through, whether it's been our parents influencing us, society, our friends, school, social media. There's just so much stuff out there that has put layers on us to suppress that connection. And so now we're peeling those layers off, and that connection is getting stronger and stronger, you know. And I think that's what worries a lot of people, because so many people in society, they're looking at the biblical aspect of the world's gonna end. It's, for me, it's not so much the outer world is gonna end, it's more like the inner world, the inner side of you has to break down, because that foundation was not built correctly. It wasn't built on love and all the good stuff that our souls know. Like, you know deep in your soul what love really is. And so when you get with a partner or somebody, you know, you're just like, this doesn't feel right after a while. And you're just, why? And it's because the connection, one partner might be more connected spiritually and to God, and the other partner is just more like connected to the materialistic worldly stuff, because they're too scared to face things within themselves to start peeling their onion. But then you have to focus on yourself to heal the wounds and stuff. And as you heal your wounds, you can see the wounds in other people. And a lot of purpose work comes into that, because once you see those patterns and those wounds, you're just like, that person hurt me, but it's they were hurting because something happened to them. And so hurt people. And I think as we're rebuilding that foundation, it's a foundation that's built on wholeness, love, harmony, and that's a stronger foundation. It's not going to crumble, because you also have source, God, universe, you know, whatever you're believing in. That is part of the foundation. And the first foundation, you may not have had such a strong connection to, you know, a higher power.
Right.
And so that foundation had to come crumbling down. You know, the tower had to fall.
Literally.
Rebuilding the towers in the right way.
Yeah.
Building that strong foundation. And in that you gain connection with people that's actually true and deep connection, not shallow and materialistic and like, oh, hey, I did this for you, so I expect something in return. When the spiritual community is more like, when somebody does something, we accept, and we're like thanking them for sharing whatever they shared with us. It could be just something simple as a conversation, and that's love too, because everybody needs to connect.
The other thing that comes to mind is like, it's just so amazing how much, you know, meditation and breath work can do for us. I think if we go back to the start where we were talking about what is meditation, what is breath work, and we go to now where we're talking about programming, we're talking about, you know, programmed to hate ourselves, programmed to hate our parents, programmed to just to hate in general, and how much it's dividing us from each other. And I think that when we look at, you know, meditation, what we're really saying essentially is it's more than just sitting in a corner and and breathing in, although that can be what it is. We've also established this, you know, dance, like what you were talking about, how the way you met me and I was, you know, interpreting words that I couldn't speak. And that's so true. That's always been something that I've struggled with. I've always struggled to be able to voice my thoughts, almost like they were buried within me, buried in my subconscious. And I know that a lot of people watching right now would probably struggle with that. They're like, I feel all of these things, but I don't know the words that fully encapsulate or show like what it is that's inside of me. I just know that I'm feeling something. And I think that for the longest time it was, you know, writing and dancing and art and all of these creative pursuits. And I think that if we're going to, you know, start on what is meditation, because I think that question, as we've already established, has bounds. It can be as simple as sitting, but meditation can also be, you know, someone who, you know, that person watching right now who we've already established is making art. And I think we need to destigmatize what meditation is and really invite magic in again, you know, really, because I think we've forgotten the magic. I think we look at the things around us and we just see the brick wall as the brick wall. We just see that wonderful glass. You know, I've got a glass here, you can kind of see it. It's going in and out. Like, we just see the glass as the glass. We didn't see the craftsmanship, the centuries of experimentation and someone working with God and being excited when they thought about molding the, like, there's so many things that we take for granted to some extent, and things that have lost the magic. And I think that when we bring the magic back in, that awareness, that clarity, that focus, we begin to see that, you know, meditation is so much more. I think that, you know, the last thing that I think I want to touch on is very much what you were talking about in terms of biblical stuff, because I feel like for me it was, you know, I think it wasn't hard for me to get into meditation. I think it was more so hard for me to understand the capacity of what I could do, where I could go, and where it could lead me. And I think when it came to, you know, meditation, I was searching for those answers, because I've always been a child that was hungry for the truth. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, just recently I was reading the book of Enoch. I was reading the life of Adam and Eve before that. You know, these are both hidden apocryphal that were taken out of the Bible. That's a conversation for another time.
That's some deep stuff there. I don't think 100%. A lot of people are ready for that one yet.
100%. I think that, you know, just on the surface, when you read these stories, you realize there's so much more to what we have been led to believe. And, you know, when I was reading that story, I think I'll go into some of the depth into this. You know, it's quite a lot, but I think it is really worthwhile to touch on it. But just that passage, you know, in Genesis where it talked about, you know, Enoch walking with God, and then it said he was not, and then God took him. And I think that line has always stuck out to me. I always was thinking, what did it mean? You know, like, he was not, you know, what had to occur, or what did occur for that to happen. And I think the interesting thing there is that when you look into the Hebrew words for that, this is getting really deep, but I think it's interesting to talk about. You know, it talks about, you know, an absence. It talks about, you know, him no longer being there, no longer being found on earth, but he wasn't annihilated. And, you know, what I do believe when we read instances like that in the Bible, or what you were talking about before about loving thy neighbor, and I believe this was something you were going to talk about in regards to, like, kind of meditating on the word and things like that. It almost describes this kind of new wave of meditation that we never really, I guess, thought of before. I think that we're only just touching the surface on what meditation can do for us. I do believe that we're meant to use it to, you know, travel into the heavens and kind of experience more of life and the unseen and things like that. Obviously, like, that's one of the instances. Obviously, like, you can be someone who just wants to use it to visualize their life purpose or connect with their life partner, and you can do those things as well, or maybe heal from trauma. But I think we're entering into a new phase now where we get to see it become something different, just like Enoch, where, you know, back in, you know, he was a very key example of someone who, an ancient example who, back in those days when all these things were happening, he was connecting to God and he was trying his best. And I think the takeaway from that is that no matter what's going on in your life, it shows you that you can always find solace in your breath. You can always find comfort in accepting yourself, and God is always with you. I think that's the takeaway. God is always with you, no matter what you're going through, no matter what happens. God is always there, and I want everyone to take that away.
It's like that bit of life force. I'm gonna touch on that one because, I know you can go back and think of your lowest point in time where you may not have wanted to continue, being like living and stuff like that. And all of a sudden something changes, something clicks and is like, wait, there's a reason for me. I want to keep going on, and I think that's like kind of like when God touches you and is like, my child, what are you doing? Life is so beautiful and so important, and you're learning so many things. Like, it's like when the parent comes in and is just like, I love you. And I need you to see that in yourself, see how important and amazing you are. And we kind of forget that. And it's just like at our lowest moments, there's something that clicks that's just like, no, I gotta keep going. What am I thinking? Like, I'm stronger than, I'm gonna keep going. And we start getting ourselves out of that and pushing forward and go forward. When we get that light touch of God, we think that we're disconnected, but we're not. And that's when God has to remind us, we're still connected. You're part of me, I'm part of you. It's because me being a parent, I am connected to my children because I birthed them. They're a part of my DNA, they're a part of me. So we're a part of God. Why wouldn't God do that? Why wouldn't God touch us and be like, hey, I'm here. You're not disconnected. You just think you are because you have been conditioned to believe that. But, well, I'm still here. Come back.
Come back.
Yeah. And so it's like we're finding our way. Like I said, we're trying to find ourselves. But that's when we find like the real true version of God, and it's resonating in our heart, because when you get to a certain point, you get to feel that love that you were supposedly disconnected from, but it's just been there, buried under all those layers of pain and torment and trauma and all of that, like unnecessary things that we're starting to get rid of. So I wanted to share that because I was like, this is a powerful aspect to tap in and share, because I know I myself have been there, in the very low vibrations.
I'm sure everyone can
had
relate.
to pull myself out of it, and it was like I didn't have support to help me get through it. And I didn't understand what was happening. All I knew was at one point I was just like, this is too much. I don't want to go on anymore, and then that click, of what? Like, I haven't done things yet in my life. And then I realized I have a purpose. And I have so much love, but how do I get to it? And how do I share it? And so that's where that's where a lot of us are in our journey, is we've gotten to that point where we're like, hey, we tapped into that. We tapped in, we peeled back enough layers where we found that inner love that comes from God, and we're taking it in, and it comes through the breath and it comes through meditation. That's where we can have that connection, straight, direct connection. No medial person in the middle, telling us we're doing it right or wrong, or how to do it, correctly. or that we're not even connected.
Oh my gosh, that's even worse.
Else to get connected. And it's like, but that person's human too. And how much have they healed? So do they really have that deep connection? Do you really feel that love coming from them? Because if they're that deeply connected, if they're that medium between us and God, then wouldn't they have like this extreme energy of love that as soon as you're in the vicinity of them, you would feel that radiate off them?
Yes.
And how many times I walked into, church settings, and I'm not just thinking of one church, because it's like we go through this hunting period, and I was taught like, you only go to one church, you don't, like, all the other ones are bad. Well, that's discrimination.
Right. Who cares?
That's separation.
Right.
That's hating on another congregation because they're different than you. And I didn't feel the love. I felt love coming from certain people, but I didn't feel a congregational unity of love. And so for me, it was like, I felt more like, when I look at Jesus, when he was going out and he was preaching and teaching and sharing love and healing, he wasn't doing it in buildings. He was doing it on the streets, on boats, going to people's houses. I mean, he even was so humble that when he went and visited someone, he washed their feet.
Yeah.
It's like, normally when you're a guest in someone's house, they would give that to you, but he gave that to them. And so for me, buildings and churches didn't resonate with the teachings I was learning about how Jesus was being, how he was, sharing that love. It's like, I remember one of the scriptures talked about how he went to a synagogue and flipped the tables over.
Right.
But he was scolding those people because they were bringing dirty things into like a temple setting, And I think that it's almost a teaching lesson, not just so without, but also within, on that, where it's like, what are we bringing into our body? Because our body is supposed to be like our temple. So what are we bringing into our body? Are we bringing dirty things that shouldn't be in our body? And that can go for things that we eat, things that we drink, the thing mentally, things that we're accessing, like on social media, that can be dirty and not supposed to be in our body too. But it's like, we have to look at reading the Bible in a different perspective. Not just like how we've been taught through the church, because they only read certain scriptures to keep everybody in a congregational state of consciousness. And if you ask certain questions, then it's almost like you're isolated and, you're kind of frowned upon, like, you shouldn't be asking this. And it's like, well, that's part of being curious and wanting to expand and really connect to the true God, true source energy, and bring that into your life. And it does, like, change things on a miraculous level. It's almost like miracles happening, and as you're going through the process, you're seeing these miracles happening. And it could be something small, like me and my middle son, we used to be very argumentative. He was extremely argumentative with me because he was going through his healing process and didn't really understand it, and I was healing, and I was just like when you're in that state where you're trying to heal and somebody else is trying to heal and you're just not seeing eye to eye. And me as a parent, I'm like, oh my God, I love this child, you know? And I could see him struggling, and as a parent, you're just like, I want to take this away from you. I would take it onto myself, but that's not going to help you grow. And so for me, the more that I healed myself, the more I was able to see his pain and his suffering, and I was able to have compassion and empathy and hold space for him. And nowadays, we're communicating, we're connecting without the arguing and stuff. And nowadays, it's like he's coming towards me. Like today, he came home from spending the night at his friend's house, and he walked up to me and he wanted a hug. And so I gave him a hug. I didn't stand there and go, oh, why do you want a hug? Or, or kind of push away from him. It was like, I embraced him. I brought him in. I embraced him, shared that love and my energy with him. So that way he knew and knows inside of himself that my mom really does love me. She's working really hard on becoming the best version of herself, becoming the best mom, and she just wants the best for me. And so she's kind of also letting me learn my lessons, but also being there as a guide to help him see through some of his programming, and we're able to talk about it now. And I think that's where a lot of parents, I can resonate with a lot of parents on how things are so chaotic, and they're just like, oh my God, what is happening in my life, in my world? Or it could be partners are at each other's throats, and it's because there's so much stuff coming to the surface that we're healing, and a lot of people don't talk about what's happening. And so I'm so grateful to you that you partnered up with me so we can bring in two completely different perspectives, because you're bringing in a male perspective, I'm bringing in a female perspective, and we can share how we can see each other's points of view and different perspectives without hating, and being argumentative, where it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of things that way. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me. So that way I can gain a different aspect of knowledge, where maybe once we were blocked from that, and it was like, how many times have I messaged you going, you just triggered me?
A few times.
Thank you, because and you're like, well, what did I say? And that's your version of learning. What did I say? Did I say something wrong? Did I word things wrong? What happened? And it wasn't anything like that. It was just what you said hit something in me to bring something to the surface. And instead of me reacting in anger, towards you because of something within me, I was like, thank you for triggering me to bring this to the surface. There's so many people that they wouldn't be able to comprehend that. But what is that going to accomplish, really? It's going to start an argument and a fight, and then guess what? We can lose a really good friendship. Is it worth it? To me, no, it's not.
Never.
Because we help each other, we can break things down, and we communicate, and I don't have to explain myself for the first time in my life.
I already know.
I want to go into explanation with you, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Ryan I'm talking to. I don't need to explain myself. He knows what I'm talking about. And it's like, if any of this is, I know it's going to be resonating with a lot of people that are watching this. So it's like, if you like the content that we're talking about and you want to learn more and stuff, comment, take me deeper.
Yeah.
Take me deeper on, and let us know what subject you want us to go a little deeper on, or go into a little bit more detailed awakening, your consciousness level. But so me and Ryan have a little surprise for you guys. We are going to take you on a little breathwork journey, and it's going to incorporate a little bit of meditation with it, so that way you can kind of get the sense and feel. So if you go into any type of breathwork facility, then you kind of know what to look for or what to feel, when you're going in there. So I'm going to emphasize that you guys drink a lot of water, because you are shifting things, toxins and stuff like that. And things will be coming up. This is more of a meditative one, so it's very gentle process, but it's more for teaching that you can reach these higher states of consciousness, and how good it feels, and how calming and peaceful that you can actually feel within yourself. You can feel that peace. And when you're feeling that peace, it takes away the stress, it takes away the outer chaos. You'll be able to deal with it a lot more. So we wanted to share that with you guys today. So we'll get started on that, because we've been on here for quite a while, and like I said, we could go so much longer, but yeah. But we'll save more information for another time, because we had so much fun today. Of course, we're not going to want to stop doing this now.
Right. I don't want to stop.
All right. So I'm going to invite you to, I will always ask permission and invite you to do things. If you feel that is not what your body is saying, no, I don't want to breathe this way, I want to go slower, then listen to your body and go slower. If you need to stretch and move while we're doing this for a few minutes, then listen to your body and just do what your body needs. Okay, because that's also moving stagnant, stuck energy, as well as releasing trauma and stuff within the body. So I think we'll just do a nice, relaxing meditation to just find inner peace. I think as we were talking about that, we'll take them to find some inner peace and calmness.
Let's do it then.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to, if you want to lay down, you can lay down. Just make sure that your neck is not kinked in weird ways, because you want to have the breath going, straight down into your lungs and into your body. If you're sitting down, totally fine. You can sit in meditation style if that's comfortable, or you can just sit on a chair with a back to support you. And just make sure that your feet are planted on the floor for grounding purposes. And you can have your hands, if you want to feel grounded in your body, you can have your hands sitting down like this on your knees. If you want to tap in a little bit more than you're receiving, so your hands would be sitting like this on your knees. Okay, so whatever's comfortable for you. Or if you're like me, sometimes I like to sit like this. One hand down, one hand up. That way it's like the energy is like flowing through my body. I get the groundness, but I also get to pull in the higher energy. And we're just going to start off with a slow breath. So it's slow breath in through the nose. And you can either hold at the top for a bit, or you can just take the slow breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. But we're going to breathe not just into our chest. We're going to take that breath down into our belly and then our chest, and then we breathe out. Okay? So I invite you to get comfortable and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And just follow that breath. See where it goes. And as you're breathing in, feel for any tension in your body. And I invite that tension to just relax. Just relax in the body. And as you exhale, feel what that feels like. Feel your body going from expansion inward. And as you take the next breath in, feel the expansion of your lungs and your chest, how it expands out, how your belly expands out, and how good that feels. And then slowly exhale. And on the next breath in, we're going to bring in white light through the top of our head. Just like a white beam of light coming down. And as it touches your head, it's going to just relax your crown. It's going to relax your eyes, your jaw, your throat, your chest. It's going to come down into your arms, all the way down to your fingertips, and it's just going to burst out of your fingertips. And if you feel like you need to stretch your fingers and your hands, I invite you to do that. And bring that energy down. If you need to sway to move the energy in your spine and your back because it's tense, let's go ahead and sway. Bring that white light down into your hips. I invite you to move your legs, move your hips, release that tension throughout the body. Bring that light down into your thighs, your calves, down into your feet. And when it hits your feet, we're going to express that through the bottom of our feet and out through our toes. And we're going to take that energy down into the earth for grounding. And if you have taken a breath in, I want you to hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and release slowly through the mouth. What we're going to do is we're going to reverse. So as you take your next breath in, you're going to invite energy from Mother Earth coming up into your legs, into your hips, and coming up, up, up to the top of your head and out the top of your head. We're going to exhale that any stagnant energy. And I invite you to move at this time if you feel that you need to move. Any movement that your body wants to do. And on the next breath in, we're going to breathe from the top of our head and the bottom of our feet, and we're going to bring that energy, breath energy, into our heart. And when it hits into the heart, we're going to sit with that for just a moment. So you're going to hold that breath. Sit with that feeling in your heart. Feel how good that feels. That's connecting with your soul, with God. And I want you to just push that energy out throughout your chest, outside of yourself, cocooning yourself in this energetic love bubble that you're creating. And as you exhale, you're going to bring that energy back into your heart as you're slowly exhaling. And on the next breath in, we're going to once again breathe from the top of our head and our feet into the heart space. Let's expand that energy even farther outside of our body. Let's see how far it can go. All around you, whole 360 degrees around you. Can you go farther out? Can you take it out to the room that you're in? And then slowly exhale and bring that energy back just around you. Slowly exhale any tension that the body's ready to release. And on the next breath in, we're going to breathe through the top of our head, but this time we're breathing in golden energy, which is Christ energy. Breathe that in, and we're going to take it down to our feet, down into the earth, and then we're going to bring that energy back up through our body, out the top of our head, like a fountain of gold, bringing it down where it's puddling by our feet, and our feet are absorbing the golden energy. Let's just sit with that energy for a moment. Exhale slowly. Ready? Take another breath in, deep into the belly. And slowly exhale. And as we exhale, we're exhaling any tension, any stagnant energy that's ready to be released, so we can feel more into our body, into our present moment. And now I invite you to welcome your inner child into this moment. We're going to give our inner child some love. Ask your inner child, what does the child need? Do they need a hug? Do they need their hands held? Do they need a kiss on the top of their head? What would make them feel loved and whole? And when you get that permission from that inner child, you can go ahead and give them what they need. Share that energy between you and your little inner child that needs healing. And thank them for being present in this moment. On the next breath in, we invite God, source energy. Because without that energy, we don't get to move forward. So we're bringing in a trifecta of our present self, our inner child, and God to help heal whatever traumas and inner child wounds we have. And as you exhale, you're releasing anything that your body is ready to release. And on the next breath in, I invite you to wiggle your toes, your fingers. If you need to move, stretch, yawn. Invite your body to do everything or anything that it needs to do right now to feel comfortable and relaxed. And I invite you to open your eyes and be back in the present. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully that was lovely for you and you got to release some stuff and you're present in your body. Some beautiful relaxation, peace, calmness. How you feeling, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling more relaxed. I'm feeling spaced out. And you know, one of the things that I noticed as well during the meditation is that, you know, I just let the tears and emotions just flow out of me, and you know, they fall as tears, and I just wipe them away and kind of, you know, let the world kind of let it all go. And I think that's the amazing thing about this meditation, that we get to do that and smile at the end of it, and you know, the inner child part, I love that too, because it's allowing ourselves to feel seen and feel heard, and almost going back into the past and saying to ourselves that, you know, that it's okay, and that I love you, you know, God loves you. And I think that that's something that people think that they can't change the past, and we'll always say that you can, that time isn't linear, you know, you can change these things, and we're doing it right now, you know, taking, you know, one step at a time. Yeah, I think it was really good.
Wonderful. And I think too that part of like people who are on a hero journey, they have to realize they're their own hero. And in order to be your own hero, you're going to go back and save your little selves, little versions of yourself from the pain and the traumas, and give them the love that they need and bring them into your heart, into your soul, you know, and say, you're not alone anymore. I'm here for you. I'll protect you. I'll love you the way that we weren't able to be loved by the people that we needed the love by. And as we start doing that, that is a major healing aspect for ourselves when we bring the inner child into meditation. And it's touching into parts of ourselves that there was so much pain and trauma, and little versions of ourselves did not understand what was happening. But now as we're adults, you know, or older, we're able to go back and go, oh, that person was hurting, and so they hurt us, and it wasn't okay, but I've got to make it okay for that child, that version of myself. And I've done that a lot too. I've gone and done a lot of inner child meditations, and recently went back to when I was 6 months old and took myself away from a parent that was abusing me, and like saved myself and told that parent lovingly, like, what are you doing? You know, this is a baby. You cannot do this to a baby. And lovingly scolded my parents, you know, in the meditation, and was like, I love you, but this is not okay for you to be doing. And, you know, was holding little version of me, and she just like, I envisioned her wrapping her arms around me, and I think it's because that's what my grandbaby does, you know, and she's 8 months old, so I'm looking at my grandbaby the other day when she was visiting, and I'm like, I was smaller than her when that happened. And so I was watching her play, and I was playing with her, and I was just like, we don't realize what we do to others when we're hurting, but you know, we get to be our own heroes, and we get to save ourselves from that pain and suffering, and you know, and God's with us doing it. We're not doing it alone. That's the thing. That distortion and stuff makes us think that we're alone, and we've never been alone. We've had that connection. It just got distorted to where we believed that we were walking alone and doing it by ourselves, but we weren't. And then as we heal, we get connected with people who are on their healing journey and sharing insights like me and you do, you know, it helps us to heal even more. And we create like this safe container space where we can talk about whatever we need to share, and the other person, there's no judgment, there's just love. We just come back with each other with love, and oh, don't look down on yourself in that way. You know, you were doing the best that you could during that time, because we didn't have the tools that we have now. And our parents didn't have the tools, you know? So don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. Hug yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, you know, take a walk, be with yourself. Give yourself a bubble bath. And that goes for guys and girls.
Yeah.
Both sexes can do that. That is self-love. Like, bubble bath, you know, take some time to breathe in there and just relax and enjoy being present in your body, and enjoy being alive. Find something that makes you happy and go do it. Don't be stuck, you know, between four walls or watching TV. Like, even if it's just sitting out front of your house or in your backyard, you know, fresh air and just enjoying, like, I love opening my front door in the morning and seeing the sunrise. I'll stand there staring at the sun, taking in the sun codes in the morning, and then I go do it in the afternoon at my back door. You know, sometimes I'll go sit outside. Right now it's a little bit cold because we're in winter.
Me too.
But like today is really sunny, so after I get done with this, I'm gonna go outside and just sit in the sun for a little bit and just kind of get some fresh air, fresh breath of life. Connect with the higher powers outside, you know. But yeah, don't stay stagnant sitting for long periods of time. I know we're sitting right now and my body's just like, I need to move. And that's what I was doing, you know, while facilitating the breath session we just had. And I hope that you guys enjoyed that and that you found some of that inner peace and calmness and so I guess we will say our goodbyes, and thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you, Ryan, for joining me in this, and I'm so excited that we're going to be doing more of these together.
Me too. I can't wait.
I'm excited for feedback from people and questions and, you know, all kinds of stuff that's going to be coming in. And we'll just keep the negativity at bay, okay, guys? Like, this is a loving space, and I'm going to tell you, if you come at us with negativity, guess what? We're both going to come at you with love.
Yeah,
and it's going to trigger you. It's going to trigger you because we're going to just, I call it lovingly slapping you with love. We're going to embrace you in love. So, yes, please give us feedback and questions. And I mean, if you feel like sharing, if you're courageous and brave enough to share some things with us, we would love that too. So yeah, we welcome it. Is there anything that you want to say for closing, Ryan, before we...
Honestly, I feel like you touched on everything really beautifully. I think the last thing that I want to say is that, you know, if there's someone feeling down right now, I don't know where this is coming from, but I feel like I have to say it. Just know that it's okay. I hope that this message that we delivered forth really ministered to your heart. I hope that it sparked some creativity, some curiosity, and just know that no matter where you are, you're not alone. You know, reach out to us, you know, like Phoenix said, if you have any questions, you know, we're in this together, and I think that's what we want this to be. We want it to be a community, we want it to be a safe place, we want it to be somewhere where you can come to when you feel like you have nowhere else to go. So, you know, always feel free. Never feel like you can't leave a message or you can't say something, or, oh, this is too out of comfort, oh, they'll never answer this. No, just say it, you know. Like, we always do our best to answer you, and we want you to know that, you know, we love you so much. You know, we can get to know you, and we can get to know each other, you know, through this community. So, yeah, I can't wait to be with you guys again, and
and share more things. This is just like our first podcast with, you know, just touching in and sharing our experience with meditation and breath work, and obviously sharing with you guys, because you guys just had a little session of that, so you got a little taste of it. And like I said, we're going to be doing some free webinar workshops, you know, to help people, because for us, it's not everything is about money, and, you know, it's about sharing love and space. And of course, everybody has to live, and money is a part of that, you know, but we also understand, because we've been there ourselves. So we're creating a group and a safe space for people to be able to come and, you know, if you have questions, like, we are not afraid to answer questions. You will actually help us learn too, and we will help you learn. That's love. That is love, when you're like doing things out of your heart. And being loving and being kind is not a weakness. It is a strength. We're willing to share that space with other people, and it's all about building a community of like-minded people that can see past the illusions and the distortion, and be brave and courageous enough to share their love and start being open. As long as you're willing to help yourself, we're able to help too. Well, we are going to sign off. Thank you so much. Love you guys. And I am going to be so excited to hopefully one day see some of you, but definitely connect with you guys. I'm going to say farewell and sending love to you all. And we'll see you guys another time.